Before we get started, I'd like to briefly explain my 7 energy point chakra spread. The cards on the left are the unconscious inner self. The card in the center is the heart. And the 3 cards on the right are the conscious foreself. The card on the bottom left is the base of your spine. It's a combination of many things, from past lives to tragic or cherished childhood memories up to the present. We're always culling and bringing new things into our lives and evolving. That's why I'm calling it sourcings and urgings instead of foundation. The second card up is your pelvic or sacrum. And this is awakening or arousing. This is where your spiritual awakening is, and growth of all kinds, and includes your sexual prowess. This can be a cosmic life breath. The cosmos has natural laws that live in harmony, but we don't always live in harmony with them. The top left-hand card is the solar plexus, or what I consider sensing and feeling. This is where you get those gut feelings about something when they're right or wrong. This is also a universal life force, contrary to a cosmic life breath. This is where chaos ensues in our lives. The center card is the heart of the matter, or the situation. We're always asking questions. Why did this happen, and what's going to happen next? The heart of the matter must connect with the unconscious and the conscious, so we can leave our shadow self in the dust. Another Jungian reality here. And maybe have more of an understanding of what's happening in our lives. The card on the bottom right is the throat, or what I consider communicating and teachings. It has to do with how we accept the rules of society and how we live our life. Are you living a conservative, orthodox life, or more of a new wave, do what you want kind of life? The second card up is the third eye, or seeing or envisioning. It's more of bringing things from a linear to a 3-dimensional perspective. The third eye is our pineal gland in the center of our brain that's activated by light. So this can also be considered enlightenment. The card on the top right is the crown, our knowing and understanding. You can have a lot of knowledge, but if you cannot apply this knowledge wisely, it's not wisdom. In the past, I used to pull a hidden Rider-Waite card as I was doing the readings, but for logistic reasons, I'm going to be pulling all of the cards at once, and then putting these clarification cards alongside each of the main cards as I'm telling the story of the reading. The subtitles will direct you through this so you don't lose track of what's going on and where I'm at and what card I'm reading. And then on the left, I'll be putting a past card, and on the right, I'll be putting a future card, and on with the readings. Hi there, Aquarius. I hope you noted that I'll be doing a rune reading in lieu of Messages of the Angels card. I like runes. I grew up part of my childhood near a very famous rune stone. And I've had these runes for years. And I had no idea I would be using them on a YouTube channel. And they're quite small. I might have to get some bigger ones, but I put it on the back of a miniature Rider-Waite card so you can see it. And I'll be doing an associated rune reading with my tarot reading. While you're listening to my reading, think of a yes or no question, because I'm playing a little game with a 8-ball. Now I hope you're making it through April, or have made it through April unscathed. I'm not sure when you're listening to this. But thank goodness April is going by as time flies, and now the planets are in more harmonious aspects to each other, and air and fire is now commanding, and that makes harmony too, because air combusts fire. And we have to deal with, some more high-powered, intense feelings. But it's harmonious feelings. Everything's meshing. And I think as the year goes on, it's going to be more and more that way. Because this is a year of endings and new beginnings, and we've gone through now the gauntlet of endings. And I think there's going to be more beginnings and endings coming up. Let's see what you have in store for the month of May. Then at the base of your spine for sourcing and urgings, you receive the Six of Wands. This is like a victorious spoils from some kind of competition where you outraced somebody with some type of acumen. And you can now be publicly honored for this victory, but with it being at the base of your spine, I don't think it really matters. But I feel it's more about you just acknowledging that you achieved a cornerstone in your life. Something now is not a drudgery anymore. You no longer fear it. This certainly can bolster your self-confidence because it indicates that you've overcome some challenges and you've reached some goals. And the clarification card is the Nine of Cups, the Wish card. How nice. I had to go back and look because I noted that one of the other signs had received the Wish card down at the base of your spine, and it was Scorpio, but it was the main card. And Scorpio then got the Six of Cups, the card of memories and childhood memories. And here, it's just reversed for you, is that you got the Six of Wands with the Nine of Cups. It's kind of funny how a lot of the signs are getting the same type of cards, or the same cards actually. I think everybody's been going through a lot of the same feelings and doing the same reactions to things, but now that we're kind of over the cusp of some of the harder things, I think now it's going to be more free-flowing for everybody. It makes me want to say, curiosity killed the cat. But a lot of people forget the second line to this is that satisfaction brought him back. And this is what this card means, is satisfaction and contentment. And this all brings inner peace. And you got some great cards for the base of your spine. This card can also indicate overindulgence, like you're in your cups, so don't celebrate too heartily. Now up above, for your pelvic and sacrum, for your awakening and arousing, you receive the Seven of Swords. Somebody's stealing from you or sneaking something away from you, and with it being in your awakening and arousing category of the chakra, somebody's stomping on your spiritual self. But I don't think this is the type of thing that you can escape from, because the clarification card is the High Priestess. She's about intuitions and dreams and having the cosmos bring you messages. And you can't hide from that. But you have to be very acute and be listening for her subtle messages, because sometimes they're not obvious. Sometimes it's just a mere coincidence that you just write off and say, yeah, well, whatever. But then as you start thinking about it, and when you do have a revelation, then you realize that, boy, there was just a chain reaction of many things that were all connected that you didn't see until the very end. And now I think you've found your higher self, that even if somebody's been stealing or sneaking off with something, it really doesn't matter anymore. You're just going to readjust and go on with your life. Now these people can live with themselves, and even maybe eventually some guilt and remorse for what they did. And I think that might be the case because the card up above in the solar plexus for your sensing and feeling, you receive the Judgment card. Now somebody can be judging you, or you could be judging somebody else, but really this card is about grace, unconditional forgiveness. And it's forgiving yourself and forgiving other people. And when that happens, then you go through a rebirth. You become the phoenix and even go into a higher level of self. Maybe this Seven of Cups person is still back there spinning their wheels, but you don't care. I forgive you and let's move on. The clarification card is the Hangman. The Hangman goes by the Tao philosophy of Wu-Wei. I discussed that in my Chinese New Year's videos, where it actually means non-doing. Let things go with its natural flow. The lesson here is to stop trying to control the physical world and look at things in a different light. And relinquish the old ideas for new because they're avidly seeking their place. And it seems like your unconscious side is now doing a spring cleaning. And this is reinforced by the center card for the heart of the matter. You receive the Ace of Wands. It's great to receive an ace in the heart of the matter. It's a new beginning, but this is an inspirational new beginning that has fire energy behind it. It's time to move things along. Let's get this new beginning going. It's like heaven has given the earthly plane a message of good fortune. It's time to undertake new adventures with a passion. This is where it's up to you now to go to the drawing board and start scribbling out some plans. Get your sextant out and figure out where you're at and where you want to go and what's the purpose in your life. And the clarification card is the Chariot. How excellent. He's about movement, moving forward. He's about discipline. He wants you to overcome opposition. And I think you already have, because you're down here with the Six of Wands. You've had the Seven of Swords. And you've gone through the Judgment and the Hangman. There's been some opposition going on here, but you're moving forward. And you're going to make your plans into a reality. Now down at the throat, for communicating and teaching, receive the Ace of Pentacles. You received another ace. This is Earth. It's a promise of gifts of value and fates of fortune. And the clarification card is the World. It's saying, yes, you've gone through an ending. You've finished a cycle. And you've earned and you've learned and you've changed. And now you're ready to accept new challenges. Yourself and your attitude has all been readjusted. And up in the third eye for your seeing and envisioning, you receive the Hermit. The Hermit's equal to the Hanged Man, but a little bit different. The Hanged Man requires some type of sacrifice, and with it next to the Judgment card, yeah, there was some sacrifice there. But the Hermit is now going on a lone journey to self-discovery. The darkness in you seeks the inner light of wisdom. And this card is about acquiring wisdom from the light in his lamp and finding guidance from his staff. And when you make these realizations, it's time to go back into the world and share the knowledge and the wisdom that you've acquired. And the clarification card is the Knight of Cups. He's offering something, but what he's offering is more emotional bonding. I don't think you've been pushing people away, but I don't think you've been attracting them either. The Knight of Cups is more of a peacemaker. He doesn't want to make war, he wants to make peace. The reading seems to be predicated on finding balance and peace. Now up in the crown for your knowing and understanding, see the Three of Pentacles. I call this the Architect card. It's about building something. And usually it's a teamwork effort. Teamwork can create the impossible. It's synergistic. It makes more of its individual components. And the clarification card is the Nine of Pentacles. It's saying that You've succeeded. You feel very comfortable. You feel very content. This is going to full revolution, down to the Nine of Cups, up to the Nine of Pentacles. It indicates contentment. I don't think there always was some contentment, because let's go see what the past cards are saying. On the left, you receive the Chariot. Now, you receive the Chariot in the heart of the matter, too. So your past is indelibly connected to your present. Whatever has happened in your past hasn't affected your progress as a person. You're still moving forward. But the clarification card says there's been some problems because you received the Three of Swords. This is a heartbreak card. I don't know if there was a breakup or something, but it indicates usually a severing of ties. And I kind of have a feeling that just something in the past broke your heart. I don't think it was the loss of somebody. It could have been. And it set you back, and it put you in some type of depression. But it didn't affect your progress, which is wonderful. It's excellent. And you can see that you're going forward when you look at the future cards, because you received the Queen of Cups. She's equal, but the minor arcana to the High Priestess. This is where you were blowing things off when people were stealing from you or spiritually hurting you. The Queen of Cups is saying, get in touch with your inner self and your intuition. What's going on here is that the Queen of Cups is connecting your conscious self to your unconscious self through the High Priestess. She asks you a question, do you feel to think or think to feel? You have to get in touch with your emotional self. One thing about the Queen of Cups is that she can give excellent advice, but she can't follow her own advice. And keep that in mind as you're making decisions for the future. Now, the clarification card is the Empress. She's about fertility and nurturing. Here you've got a trifecta of the Empress, the Queen of Cups, and the High Priestess all working together. The Empress wants you to enjoy the material world and the pleasures that it offers, and to give and accept unconditional love. I think these two cards are indicating that there should be a little more attention paid to your family and home, so you can appreciate, enjoy, and celebrate life.